You guys are gonna get so mad. You will come for me when you hear what I'm about to tell you. There currently is no strong, good evidence that sex induces labor. I know, I'm sorry. I'm a high-risk labor and delivery nurse. I'm pregnant with baby 3. Here's what we do know about sex and labor. Number 1, the theories of why sex may induce labor make a lot of sense. If you have a male partner, the partner's semen contains something called a prostaglandin. We do know that prostaglandins in high doses can induce labor. We also know that having an orgasm can stimulate contractions. Also know that breast and nipple stimulation in certain situations can ripen the cervix or prepare it for labor. So it's very logical to conclude that sex may help you induce labor when you're full term. Number 2, at this point, the best studies we have about sex inducing labor showed no difference in the groups that had sex and the groups that did not have sex. In 2019, researchers compiled the evidence from 3 studies that included a total of 1,500 participants. They gathered all the information and compared the results of the study. This is called a meta-analysis. And the groups that were assigned to have sex versus those that were not assigned to have sex had the exact same rate of spontaneous labor. There were also no differences in the duration of the pregnancy, whether their water broke early or not, no differences in the C-section rate, the rate of induction, the rate of a postpartum hemorrhage, of NICU admission. That's not a bad thing. There was one interesting difference between the 2 groups. The groups that did have sex had a lower rate of emergency C-section related to fetal heart rate abnormalities. Number 2, while that is some great evidence, it didn't explore specifics about the intercourse. For example, was there breast stimulation? Was there orgasm? Were condoms being used? With the evidence we have about breast and nipple stimulation, prostaglandins, these are important things to consider when we take away information from these studies. Number 3, 4 observational studies were performed that showed potential benefits of sex increasing the likelihood of labor. Unfortunately, these studies are not very useful or helpful because they were small, they were not well controlled, and they were limited. They also were informal questionnaires and surveys, which means they were low quality studies. Number 4, the highest quality studies we have at this point in time do not support the theory that sex would induce labor. And we have several low quality observational studies that gave us mixed results. Additionally, there are firsthand reports of people having sex and then going into labor. It's just word of mouth. That's called anecdotal evidence, but it's still important to consider. In short, the highest quality evidence we have at this point in time does not support sex inducing labor. The topic deserves a lot more research, and maybe in a few years when we have it, I'll be retracting this video. But for now, give me a follow, check